What's up, everyone? Elliot with Life with a Pepperoni, and we're back on the Roadster today. And what we're gonna do is a bunch of odds and ends and stuff. So I'll show you guys that stuff. But for right now, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna mount the fuel tank, petrol tank, gas tank, whatever you guys want to call it. So last week we built this from scratch. We didn't use any bending tools or anything. It was just me with a couple 2x4s and a piece of angle iron and just bending it and struggling the entire time. Like, I know I time-lapsed through it because I thought it was kind of boring to watch, but it tested my patience. I was like, man, I got to use my bender. But yeah, I just wanted to relate to you guys and show you that you don't need all these fancy tools and everything. Like, I built myself a nice bead roller, but like, that's about it. Like, you can do a lot of stuff with very minimalist things. I was thinking about doing a video on like, what are the top 10 tools that I like in my shop, like for fabrication and mechanic, and like maybe an extra 10 tools of like what's really helped me that I didn't think would help me. So I think in the next video or so, I'm going to do that. Let me know if you guys are even interested in that. If not, like, it might not work out to be good, but I just thought it would be cool to share my thoughts and ideas on what tools that I love and use, and maybe it will help you guys out. But back to the video. So we're gonna be mounting this. I think I figured it out. I'm just gonna put this like right here on an angle, like right there, just underneath. So yes, every time I'll have to fill up, I'll have to raise the tank, raise the trunk lid and everything. But I don't find that to be that big of a deal. Lots of race cars do it. Like, it's not like my daily driver where I'm driving it every day. I would like to drive it a lot during the summer and stuff, but I'm trying to be real about it rather than unrealistic. So it's gonna be good enough for the couple dozen times I drive it. It's gonna be a pretty big tank. I don't think a flathead will consume that much fuel, especially with a single carb. So we're gonna go with that and kind of do that. So my idea for mounting the gas tank is, while I was cleaning up moving, I found this piece. I think it's like 1.5 by 1.5 square. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it along the side here, there, cut it to length, and then I'm actually gonna cut this corner and this corner, and then that will give me a piece of angle iron, because I couldn't find any angle iron. I didn't have time to go past the metal store, so I'm gonna make my own, and it's gonna suck to grind it, but it is what it is. I only need, what was it, like 8 inches of it, so maybe I'll go through 2 cutoff wheels. It'll be what it is. And then I'll drill some holes and stuff and then put it on. The reason why I'm using this and I'm not just welding tabs on is, with the tank being a bit thinner, being the 18 gauge it is, it's more susceptible to cracking and ripping apart. So if you put a long piece along the whole edge, for instance, along the whole edge here, there's just a lot more surface area, and it's gonna be stronger and make a better, it spreads the load better. It's not necessarily a better connection. More weld, it'll spread the load and less chances of it cracking and splitting apart on us. So we'll do that on each side. Maybe even one on the back, just a little bit. So we'll just cut a little piece, and then you can get a lot of weld there, and that'll be kind of that. So we'll close the trunk in. So with that, my Uncle Aaron was watching the channel, and he's like, oh, I have some hose. So he donated some clear fuel line for the sight gauge, which is cool because I totally forgot I didn't add any. I found some light bulbs, so we will fix the light bulbs in this. I also got some black AN line for the front oil lines. So I don't remember. Well, if you guys haven't seen, I'm doing a 1949 flathead V8, but this is the oil filter. there was no lines here. So there's a line at the back of the block here. So I'm assuming that's the drain back. There's a pressure line in the back of the head right there. There's one for a gauge, one for here. And then there's an in and an out here. So I'll have to Google to see what one of these is in and out, but I'm assuming this will probably be the drain. This one will have to go down there. And then this one here will go to the pressure. So it kind of comes up and then comes out of the filter and out to here, because this is a plug right now and I got oil all over the place because I took it off. So I went to Mopac / Performance World, grabbed their stuff. So I got a bunch of fittings to adapt. So there's a 1/8 inch NPT and stuff. So I really like these fittings. They're cheap. They've never leaked on me. The coating on them is a bit like not the best. Like if you get a Red Horse or what other Earls or other fitting, the actual coating on the outside is a bit more robust and it's less likely to not a strip markup. This flat black stuff marks up really easy. Even if you have an aluminum wrench made for it, I find it still does it. The best I've done is you get a really good set of crescent wrenches, put tape on them, and then just crank it as good as you can. It minimizes the little bit of slip, because then you can unadjust it or adjust it out and then adjust it back in tight on the actual fitting itself and then crank it. It takes a bit longer, but if you don't care if they're a little bit marked, well then just crank them on and you're good. I'll show you guys how to put those together. I like to use a little grease. And then, what's in this bag? Here's all the bungs for here. So I didn't know this, but Performance World / Mopac now makes Welding bungs. Or maybe they've always done it, I just didn't. So I grabbed, this one's a 3/8 NPT. This one's a 1/2 inch NPT. Wow, that's big. That's way bigger than I thought. And then I grabbed like a couple AN lines and stuff that was there. Here's a 3/8 16 female weld bung. I was just like, I'm gonna get a bunch of these so then I have some for my bin and then I don't have to be scrambling around. So yeah, got those. And yeah, we'll see how long this gets us and hopefully that's it. I mean, we're doing liquid delivery, so hope you guys enjoy. What I think we're gonna start off with is, we should probably mount it first or get like a pretty good idea of where it's gonna be mounted, and then we'll do the filler. So we're gonna grab that piece that I had, wherever I put it. So what we did here is we just put it along here. It's kind of like a good spot right about there. We're gonna mark it right there. And that will kind of give us a good spot of where we have to cut it. And then we'll cut it along here. And we'll cut it along here. So now once this is cut, we'll connect the dots there. We'll have one for each side, left and right, and then we'll be able to just weld it across here, weld it across the bottom. This has a really nice, like it's not sharp, it's a rounded corner, so we can get the weld up in there. And we will be good, and then we'll have to drill some holes. I'll probably pre-drill a couple holes, like one here and one here. Put some riv nuts into the chassis. We'll just use, I don't know, probably 1/4 inch bolts, maybe some 3/8. I'd like to use 3/8, but I forgot the 3/8 riv gun at Blake's. So maybe we'll have to, I'll just riv nut it off camera, but we'll get it situated. So yeah. So let's get this cut. We'll mark it out and then we'll kind of be good. I can't really put one here I guess I can. It's just going to be a bit angled. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like since there's not a weld on the top and the bottom, it's going to be prone to ripping. So I think I'm just going to do one on each side. I'll put a piece of rubber in between, and I think we'll be good for there. So let's do that. So I thought it would be the opposite, but it's the opposite of the wrong way. So this will go this way and this will go that way. So I thought it would be like this and this, but the angles are the wrong way. So I'm gonna have to just copy these angles onto this side or this side. Probably this side here. And I'll just cut another 8 inches out of it. So now that I got these cut, I cleaned all the edges obviously because we need to weld clean there. So I can just drill 3 holes. They're kind of offset the same. So if I do them about the outside in the middle, it'll be good. So I'm gonna get those holes drilled and then we'll set them on the tank, square up the tank, and then weld them on the tank, or tack them at least, and then we'll weld them on the bench. So got those in. I'm just gonna drag over the welder, tack them in, and then we will fully weld those in, then make some marks. So as you can see, like, they're not the prettiest looking welds, but we're welding like 1/8 inch material to 18 gauge. So that's like pretty thick to thin. We didn't have any blowouts. You can see down here, this one looks nicer. This was just like a constant bead. This one was pulsing, but that's fantastic, man. Like, we are good to go. These welders, man, these Art Captain, little red machines, super cheap, and they do well. They sent me a helmet, and honestly, it has the side provisions. Super nice, always lets light in. It reacts really fast, has a bunch of adjustment, has cut, fast, slow, delay. Their sensitivity is really good. I don't know. So far, really nice helmet. The headgear, I have to say, is really nice. The way it fits on your head and the adjustability, how it goes forward and back, it's more comfortable than in my $600 welding helmet. It's the way this portion here cups the back of your head. Very nice. So far, impressed. I think they're 79 bucks or 100 bucks. So can't go wrong, but yeah. So this is all welded in. I'm just gonna like flap that down a little bit, and then we will put it into the car. Man, just installing this, I wish I kind of like set this up differently. This curve here would have been so nice if it was here, but if you guys watched the last video, you realize that like I screwed up a bunch on this, so it's the way she's gonna be. But it would have been nice, like you would have just had this, you would have had the back rounding about. Oh well, next one. Now what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna put the filler in, maybe put bolts for this. I really think we should use 3/8 bolts. So I think I'll just Sharpie those holes. I'll just put those in like off camera. The reasoning is a 1/4 inch bolt has a lot of stretch strength, and the force will be fine this way, but the shear strength, it's a small bolt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drill those holes a bit bigger once I get the proper riv nut, and I'll use a 3/8. I just feel way better. It is a gas tank. I don't want this thing flying out, so I'm just gonna be safe than sorry. It's very important. So that's there. So next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark out for our fill. I think fill on the driver's side would be pretty good. You know, you like hop out of the car, then you just open up the trunk, get the gas, fill it in here, you know, zoink, done. I think that's gonna be pretty good. So I think we'll do that. The passenger side will have the sight gauge there. So let's figure that out. So here is the old filler from my Bronco. I think what we're gonna do is, I don't know if I should have it like this, like that, and off to the side. I mean, then I can have like the filler just chill in there, turn it on, don't have to wait. I think that's like a better idea. It's just convenient. So maybe what I'll do is I'll cut this about here. I'll drill a hole about here, and I'll just stuff this in there, weld around it. This will have some height, so it'll be higher than here. As long as I stay above here, we'll be pretty good. And I think that's what we're gonna do. That'll make it nice, and it'll make it a joy to fill, you know? Okay, let's go find a salsa. Let's see how this is gonna drill. Probably not that good. But then again, it is cheap. This stuff, honestly, the best drilling compound money can buy. Anchor lube, it's thick, it's nice, it's It's fantastic. It's, yeah, I swear by it. What's that other stuff? Rapid Tap. I would use this before Rapid Tap, and I've used Rapid Tap my entire life. So if you're in automotive, I think Milwaukee, top of the cake. If you're in construction, honestly, DeWalt and Makita are pretty, they're on the top. Sheet metal and metal fabrication, Milwaukee for sure. They just got all the bees knees, but I'm unbiased. Like, I have DeWalt tools, I have Makita tools. Milwaukee, I just bought those when I was a plumber, and they just all carried over. I had all the batteries and everything, so I was like, might as well just continue on. But unbiased, tools are tools. So here's the weld bung. It's a quarter inch NPT, quarter-inch NPT bung. So that just goes in there like that. You can kind of see in there, maybe not. Anyways, there's a bit of thread left. It obviously, NPT is National Pipe Thread. It gets bigger as you push it in, and that's what creates the seal. You can kind of see the taper, maybe, hopefully. Anyways. So I know I'm TIG welded the bung-in. I didn't want that one to leak. If this one kind of leaks, you know what? It's at the top. It's fine. I don't think it's going to. And I'm confident enough in all my welds that I probably won't leak test it. It's just, I don't know. I've done many and I've been really lucky, and I'm going to continue on with that luck. So we're going to MIG weld this one. I think going into the tank, like this far, will help. I don't know if it will, but I don't know. Worst case, it fills up to here and I lose like 2 gallons. So I'm gonna put this in there. Hopefully that will help with the sloshing and stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna MIG weld this in, and Bob's your uncle. So this is just an old inner tube that I had. I accidentally punctured it when I was installing it in my bike. So right there, you can see that little hole there. So she dead. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get a couple lengths for the sides. We'll just go that long there. We'll double layer it for the sides. So here we have one there. You can't see, but one there. And then I think for this, I'll just go one on the top, one on the bottom, and that's kind of our whole thing. So we'll just have that float there like that. I'll get the fuel cell in, fuel tank. So We're gonna go from here to there. Use our fancy scissors here, and that will work great. Oh. Double check. Ooh, it's a bit long. So cut off a little more. There we go. Sweet. So yeah, now when the fuel level, I can sense it to here. When I can't see it anymore, I could probably get more clear stuff, but this is like the fuel rated stuff. I will still have a few gallons left because of the angle of the tank there. So that'll put me in a good position and hopefully not run out of gas. And here's the filler. You can see it's underneath here. I'll be able to fulfill this still. You can kind of, there's lots of space there. Easy enough to just pull this up like that, fill up. I'm super happy with that. And yeah, so I think that's gonna be good. I'll be able to rest the fuel thing like that, fill up, have a smoke. No, I'm joking, I don't smoke. Go get a Gatorade. I love Gatorade. And I can't think of it right now. I like fruity drinks. They're delicious. I love them. So yeah, there's a gas tank. I totally forgot about the, whatchamacallit. Oh, I totally forgot about the riv nut gun, so sorry guys. I couldn't do that, but I will show, probably just do a quick clip. Also, last video, or yeah, I think not last video, the video before. If you guys were watching, I had to go find all my old brake parts because I thought I threw some stuff away, but turns out I didn't. So here are those special studs. It's still got the washer on there and everything. So all I really have forgotten or lost are the two nuts. The nuts and the spacer on here, but all these springs look to be all right. Better condition than the other ones. So if the ones that are on the car break, at least I know I have the actual ones from there and I can go from there. So I'm excited about that. I was like, so just a reminder, just look over everything that you have before you assume. I do that far too often and I'm learning from my mistakes. So yeah, anyways, I moved that because I want to show you guys a bung. So there's that bung. I'm just gonna throw the fitting on to a 90, drill a hole in the floor somewhere, and then I will run the lines up here through the frame, up here to here, and go from there. And then I'll have to run another line from here to wherever the inlet is on here. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, let's do some AN lines now. So I'm just draining all the excess oil, and then I'm gonna pull this off and change the oil filter. I've unloosened the bolt, but I've never had it off, so I don't actually know what to do right now, so. Does it spin off? Does it pop off? Okay, I guess that's just a canister filter like that. Fram C4. I hate Fram oil filters, just so you guys know. That's all that was available, so that's what we're putting in. So that rubber is very, very hard. So that probably won't seal anymore. So that's gonna get thrown away. So I just drained the oiling system. Well, not the oiling system, the filter. The gasket was pretty bad, so I just replaced it. As you would think, considering this engine was pulled out of the car in 1983, the pickup truck it was out of. So put the new gasket in there. Looks to be good. All this seems super clean. This has been draining for a while. So I'm gonna say that's pretty good. I just need to find a box that this was in. We're gonna take what we can get. So this one's nice. This one's like a steel canister for super nice, but it's old and it's gonna be replaced. So here's a new one. There's still some excess oil in there. Put that there. Make sure that gasket goes there. That's like that. Then we have this. This is spring loaded right here. That just goes back on there. That just makes sure the filter stays down. And then we put this bad boy back in. Get our all wrench, crank it down, and Bob's your uncle. It's pretty much drained now, so I think we can probably get to the lines. So yeah. So here's what we have. We have 4 1/8" NPT to -4 line adapters. Then we have, or to -4 AN. Then we have the actual adapters here. I just grabbed a couple different sizes. I grabbed 390s because I knew that would work. And then I grabbed a straight and a 45. And then I grabbed 6 feet or 4 feet of AN4 line. So we're gonna go onto the car now and kind of just rough everything where it needs to be, see what adapters and whatnot fit, and go from there. So yeah, just looking, we'll put the adapter here, down there, over here, and then there's another one on the bottom of this that will have to adapt. So we'll put those on, and then we'll figure out what fittings work best to go where. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the drain here. This one's gonna be the feed. So I'm gonna go from the back of the engine block to the bottom, and then this will be the drain, obviously, because this drained out already. We're gonna go there. So anybody want some 50-year-old oil? So that's what we're gonna do there. When my uncle brought me those lines, like when my uncle brought me the clear fuel line, he brought me a bunch of fittings, just random brass fittings, and it turns out that the back of the block on an 8BA flathead motor is actually 1/4" NPT, not 1/8". So lucky he included that because I need this. So this is a 1/4" NPT to 1/8" NPT adapter, or yeah, I'll just call it adapter. There's a proper name for it. You guys can fill in the comments below. But so yeah, so I'll need this to go in there. Phew, we can actually finish this. We don't have to leave it half done. We have our adapters, and then we have Loctite. I don't have any, what's it called? Plumbing tape? I forget what it's called. So I just use this stuff. So this stuff's really good. So I just put it on the threads, put it around it like that, you can see. And then I'm just So typically when I have AN line, anything bigger than -4, like -6, 8, 10, 12, 16, you kind of get a bit big, and 20 is also. But for -4, you can get away with a good set of side cutters, just a sharp set. It doesn't ovalize and squish the hose too much. Anything thicker, they're at the other shop. Anything thicker for AN line, I like to use a big set of copper or wire cutters, and they have a slicing action rather than a squishing action. So the bigger cutters actually slice through, and they work fantastic for cutting AN line bigger than Dash 4. But Dash 4, you can get away with side cutters, and it's pretty good. So just a quick tip. I hate using a grinder for AN line. Everybody does. You can blow the line out and everything, but I just always feel like there's always stuff getting stuck inside no matter how well you clean it and wash it. Next thing you know, either your oiling system has rubber in it, your fuel system has it clogs up injectors and everything. So I just try to use a mechanical way of cutting all my line to have the best outcome that I can. So yeah, just a little way to go. So with AN lines, you have your male and your female portion. You see there? So what you want to do is you're going to want to take your line. It's way easier with a vise, but I don't have a vise. And just push this in. And some AN lines have a reverse thread on the collar portion. And you just push it in there until it comes flush with the thread. So I don't know if you can see there. Maybe I'll add some light. You can see that, you might not be able to see, but this hose is now flush with the bottom of the threads. And now what I'm gonna wanna do is, I usually grab grease. I don't have any grease. I can't find the grease right now. So I'll just use a bit of WD-40. Just spray it in there. It gets good. Grab some of that, put it on the outside of the male. Because what that's going to do is that's going to go in the rubber and allow you to screw it in easier. And then you just push this in. Make sure you'll kind of feel it click a bit. So the end of the actual fitting goes into the tube or into the hose, and then you just start turning. And it should be fairly easy to go in. Like, I know a lot of the time it's not, but a good setup should go in pretty easy. Damn it. And then you just take your adjustable wrench. I only have one. Well, my other one's in the Corolla. Just go until the lines line up like that. Don't want to go too far. And there we go. That easy. You used to have the old steel fully braided. So this one actually has a nylon coating over the steel braided and then the rubber. So it's very nice to work with. I put the wrong one in. Straight was supposed to go with 45. Too busy talking. So yeah, super convenient, super easy to go. I'm gonna just undo this. And all the collars are the same, so I just have to change the actual fitting itself. So I'll switch this out to a straight. We can use this straight on the other one, and we're good to go. Okay. And there's one. I could probably get another thread on that one. That one's good. So now we'll just be extra careful on the other ones because those are the ones we're going to see and we'll be good. They're all swivel joints, so they're all super easy to put on. Well, maybe I need a swivel. What the heck? There we go. What size is that? I think it's... Oh, I thought that was on time lapse. Oh well. Anyways, there they are. There's the lines there. I still gotta figure out a plug for over there. I'll probably just get a mechanical gauge for the time being. But there it is. There's some AN line. The metal outline stuff, the silver stuff, I really don't like. I will not use that ever. But the black nylon cloth stuff, like this stuff that I've showed you guys, I really like this stuff. It's super easy to work with. I've never had it leak. It holds up to lots of pressure. And I think it looks pretty good. Like, I wouldn't want blue and red fittings or anything all over. Being black, once it's dusty and stuff, I think it'll be pretty incognito. It's not as cool as copper and stuff, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. So it's kind of what I went. I think the Amazon fittings and stuff are the same, but I just always go to Mopac or Performance World because they're in stock, they're ready to go. So yeah, lines done, fuel tank and filler done. So yeah, got the fuel tank done. You can kind of see the back, the bung. There's a little filler here. The sight gauge. I still haven't done that. I'm going to do that this week. After I finish this, I'm going to design that. And I will get that all done. So then we have a secure battery because that's very important. And then we got the oil lines done. Now that I know that that back is a 1/4 inch NPT, I can do that. I will figure out hard lines for the fuel lines to go from the tank to here. I will probably just get the proper adapters for here and here. I think that is also 1/8 inch, so I'll have to buy some more AN line and stuff. But the carb is, I don't even know where the inlet is. I can't see it. Oh, right here. I'll just probably do rubber hose from here to there and from there down. That's the easiest, but we're one step closer and on the way. So hope you guys are enjoying this, and click like, hit subscribe, and we'll get you on the next video. Next one, we're starting the car, so we're doing it no matter what. It's starting.